come get your get back. All of them bitches gon' hate when they see you shine. Girl, you did that. I'm just one more reason they gon' hate, yeah. Help you stack your paper, don't need nothing off your plate, yeah. You got something, baby, you deserve it and you know it. You know that it's the truth when I say, love you, oh, baby, you know it too. I think it's time, shout. Open your eyes, shout. Keeping it real, be real with yourself. Open your mind, shout. Let me love you right the first time. It's gonna be nothing like the last time. I know he might be your man, but he can't do you like I can. He can't get his thing to you like I do. No. He can't love you like I love you, baby. You know it too. Girl, if he don't represent, leave that nigga where he stand. 'Cause you deserve more for what you do. He can't love you.
What's up, everybody? What's up? Thank you guys for joining in, watching the show. This is only my third time. We're trying to get it going. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. Y'all know what it is right here. The legendary, the iconic, my guest tonight, Miss Ruby Scott. Ruby Scott. What's up, Ruby?
Hey now,
What's up, Ruby? You all in pink, representing the pink corner.
Am.
And we talking lesbian talk tonight.
Yep.
If you have any questions, put them in the chat. We'll try to answer them. If not, F it. First of all, shots fired.
Shots fired. Oh my.
Shots fired.
Boy, these shots, they
Shots
the
fired.
shots
Happy
be
Pride
shocking.
Month, everybody.
Happy Pride.
So, I've known Ruby since I think I met Ruby in 1991, 92, something like that. And she was the diva of Dallas then, as she is now. And I want to ask Ruby about her beginnings, how she started, how she paints her face, who her inspirations are, and stuff like that. Well, let's just jump right in. Y'all ready to jump right in? This is On the Sofa with Betty. I got time tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Ruby Scott.
Hello.
So, Ruby, tell me, the very first performance you did, I think it was with Chris.
Chris Johnson.
Remember Chris Johnson? With the hats, flamboyant, the queen of all queens, the June piano, organ. Yeah. So he brought you to a gay bar?
Did. And so Chris is my blood cousin. God rest his soul. And he called me and was like, cousin. Yes, Chris. Knew nothing about the gay world, but I was gay. Been gay all my life, right? Pretty much. And so he, I want you to do this pageant with me. I can't believe I'm a drag. Okay, sure, whatever.
Oh, I own that pageant. Yeah.
And so he entered this pageant, and we were lesbian mermaids. We performed this song. I always wanted it to be the perfect match. School days.
From school days, yes.
So that was it. And then I think that was my very first experience with makeup, drag makeup. And Obsession painted me.
The painter of all paints. Between Ashley and Mon is the new obsession. Obsession was the queen of paint.
The queen of paint.
She
painted me. And I think I slept in that makeup for a whole week. I was like sleeping like this every night. Like, because I just didn't want it to go away. And so, yeah, that was a really good experience.
That's pretty dope.
I met Betty and some other fabulous people.
So we started doing, I probably was the first one to do the lesbian shows. When I came out, it was a crib. Well, not when I came out. I've never been in. But the first black club I experienced, I moved here in 1980, and I immediately started working at a bar called Sassy's on McKinney. I was the only black person there. I think Kathy Jack, Candy Cave, a lot of us worked there. Tina, everybody worked there. But I met a black guy who told me there was a black club called The Crib, and I was like, oh shit, let's look. What? And I had a white girl. I'm with a white girl. She's still my best friend, Trish Moore. Moved here with her from Fayetteville, Arkansas, and so I went to the black club for the first time. An all black club. And the entertainers were Wendy Rochelle, Latina McIntyre, Crystal St. James,
The girls, honey. The girls.
Miss Thing that painted the girls. Be with Nikki all the time.
The girls.
Miss, I can't think of her name. She passed Longview.
Courtney Devane.
Miss Courtney.
Yeah.
Miss Courtney. He got a couple of comments in here. Shannon said he liked you in pink.
Oh, thank you.
What's up, Shannon? Go on your page. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do it from my phone. So Ruby, how did you? I know you when you won Diva of Dallas with James Price.
Correct.
That was not a gay event.
No.
And you already were painting yourself naturally that way back then before drag influenced you.
Right.
So you always were into the art of makeup and fashion.
Right.
Talk about that while I add this to the page.
Well, fashion has been a big part of my life, my entire life. I worked at Neiman Marcus for 14 years. And so fashion was me, and I was fashion. The drag world, when I did the pageant, when I did the I can't believe I'm in drag pageant with Chris Johnson. Like I said, Obsession painted me from there. The makeup was really introduced to me. From that pageant, then I met Raquel Lord, and she actually taught me how to paint, and like literally taught me how to paint. So everything that I do, my start with makeup, I do attribute to Raquel Lord. And from there, I entered this contest. Well, I can't believe, what was it? The Diva of Dallas pageant.
Diva of Dallas.
And it was a straight pageant. And there was no, like our pageants are, there was no evening gown. There was no all these different categories. It was talent only. And there were probably about 60 women. There was 60 women.
Straight fish.
Straight women. Steve Harvey actually hosted it, right? And so I got up there. I did Jill Scott, one of the Jill Scott songs. It was a live version. And I had a couple of, being in the drag world, doing shows and what have you. It taught me how to, have stage presence. And so I had a couple of people on some leashes walking around, a couple of women.
Like dogs?
Like cats, girl.
Oh, yeah, I have a cat.
And so I had them on leashes like they were my little pussies. And they walked around the stage while I did my Jill Scott. And from that, I won the pageant. And Shelly Garrett, who was a big-time producer at that time for plays, his management, his people were in the audience. And he actually was in the audience. And he had already written a play here in Dallas. And from there, he had his people, his management people come to me and say, Shelly Garrett is writing. He wants you in his play. And the play is already written, but he will definitely want you to do this. And so from there, everything just took off. I mean, he wrote me into his play. I did the full run here in Dallas. I met Lisa Ray.
I remember
Hewitt.
that.
Yeah. So I met a lot of stars. So it was
people tend to think that
and that was back in 2000, by the way.
Okay. 2000.
Mm-hmm.
I know you 10 years
23 years ago.
I knew you from Raps on Wycliffe. Yeah. We moved from where I got shot at, Lovefield.
That was way before that. I've been doing drag with Betty. And now, mind you, let me say this. I got my start in drag with Betty.
Hello.
Betty Neal.
Hello.
She was the person that gave me my start here in Dallas.
As I did many other people.
Yeah.
But I was influenced in the gay community once I got to Dallas from drag queens. I'm probably one of the few lesbians that live for drag. I love drag queens. I love the art of drag. I love the transformation process of it all. And a lot of times Ruby and I will hang out and people will tell me, is that a drag queen with you?
Oh, all the time.
All the time,
girl.
And I was like, no, ma'am, that's fish, bitch.
Yeah.
That's fish basket.
Believe it or not, I still get that to this day.
You still, yeah, I know that too. It's because of the makeup process of it all. It's because of the makeup process of it. When you detail your makeup, it's kind of in an exaggerated way, it makes the public assume that you're a drag queen because drag queens being male.
What they think, Betty, is that women don't possess the capability to
hold on.
feature.
somebody said at the Brick. I remember when we brought Lisa Ray in. That was dope. Yeah, we brought Lisa Ray to the Brick. We brought many artists to the Brick. Yo was there. I got pictures of all that. They think that your makeup. They think you're.
Yeah. So I mean, I brought Lisa Ray in. Again, we were doing the full run of the play. Yeah. And so Lisa Ray says to me one night, right? She says, "I notice every night after the show, you leave. You're like, I gotta go. I have to go. And she said, well, I'm going where you go tonight. And I said, well, I don't know about that, Lisa Ray. I don't know if you're gonna like where I go, right? And she was like, oh, I'm tenured to everything. So I said, well, okay, girl. So they pulled my car around. Valet pulled my car around. She hopped in the car with me and ended up at Club Raps with me. And when we walked in, it was, oh my God, is that Lisa Ray? Yeah, that was Lisa Ray. And she and I became friends after that. Yeah, we became good friends after that.
And she's been an ally the whole time.
And we're talking about the real Lisa Ray McCoy.
Yeah, we're talking about the Brat sister.
Yeah.
The Brat sister. So you also represent the lesbian community in the pageant industry, right?
Right, correct.
Pageants for females is a little different than drag. I'm fascinated by drag pageants. I've been to so many. I own about 8 pageants myself, including I Can't Believe I'm in Drag, and we're bringing that back. I got to get with my friend Camille Lamore. We're going to bring that back.
We need to bring back a female pageant.
I own Mr. and Mrs. Ebony, Texas.
We need a Mr. and Miss Wet.
We're going to get wet with it. You want to get wet with it?
Get wet with it.
Dripping wet.
We need a Mr.
So we have it the week prior.
So there you have it. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
So
I wanted to ask you guys and put it in the chat. If you're on, if you're not, I'm trying to make this public, and I'm having a hard time making this public. My producer,
me too. Hold on.
My engineer is saying you need to push the 3 dots. I don't see the 3 dots, so I'm gonna keep talking until I figure out how to do it. My producer is here. Come here a minute. Tamika Williams, my executive producer. She's in the building. Just come in for a minute. This is her brainchild. Sit right here. Okay. Y'all say hey, Tamika. Hey, Tamika. Executive producer. He's telling me to click on the 3 dots and go public. Go public. Take my phone and see if you can figure it out. Text him maybe. What's up, Adrian Turner? DJ for Wet. DJ for Opera this Friday. Downtown Dallas. We got a new hotspot. Shamar Gassan is bringing something for the ladies. We, as African American older lesbians, and I'm masculine center, more center. Okay, masculine far right. I'm not far right. I'm not doing all that far right shit.
Okay.
I don't want to be a man.
Right.
I don't want to be a man.
Well, no, I didn't say you want to be a man. No, that's when you're not want to be a man. But there's transition. You have very strong masculine qualities. Don't get me started now, girl. Come on, girl. Hey,
I'm just saying.
You 35.
I know. I'm just saying though that there is some discrepancies within the lesbian community in Dallas, especially where it's segregated. It's segregated by age.
Yeah.
It's segregated by occupations. Like my good Judies who are professionals that work in corporate world, they don't go to any clubs. They go to operas and plays and stuff like that. But if you have the right event, and I can take my past birthday party at Sue Ellen's,
right? Everybody
came out. People I hadn't seen in years, people that are policemen, people that are doctors and lawyers and anesthesiologists and stuff like that.
Right.
People that run businesses and stuff like that. They don't like to come out as much because of all the. Well, one friend told me, he said, I got to go because one of my students is in the club.
That part.
So I understand that. So we're trying to find something with opera downtown where grown and sexy, male and female, gay, straight, we don't care, brown, black, blue, it's irrelevant, can come and have an experience of a upper class establishment catered toward
the grown and
sexy crowd in Dallas.
Right.
If y'all like, what's up, Reginald Jackson? He says, I remember seeing Ruby perform as a newly but out gay many years ago. I knew instantly she was a female and thought she was the most beautiful woman.
Oh, thank you, Reginald. I appreciate
that's what's
that.
up. I know who
appreciate
Reginald. He's a
that.
good friend of mine. We talk on Facebook morning and stuff
Definitely.
like that.
Yeah.
So we are trying to. We got some new stuff going.
Yep.
I've got this podcast, and believe me, we just started. We rookies. I'm rookies, but guess what? My impressions are off the chain. I'm gonna hook up with YouTube. It's gonna all connect. And I'm saying this now. My executive producer is probably gonna kill me when I say this. I also have a new line of adult toys for lesbians. It's called Stud Love.
Mm-hmm.
There are, I'm gonna say it. There's dildo skin tone for African American lesbians, Hispanic lesbians, Puerto Rican people that are not lily hued. Not to be rude.
Let's just say there's product for all skin colors.
For all skin tones.
Okay.
And
all
the
skin tones.
fabric and the material these products are being made of is soft. It's not, you're not going to scratch and itch or break out or be uncomfortable while you're trying to do your thing. There's a backpack, there's dildos, there's vibrators, there's lube, there's condoms. It's called Stud Love, the Betty Neal Collection, and it's coming soon, and it's produced in Los Angeles.
Come on now.
And I got to thank my producer, Tamika Williams. She's so connected to the world. She knows everybody. Like, I called her one day, and she's like on the phone with Snoop Dogg and stuff like that. So we just trying to elevate our brand and our community and show that lesbians, yes, Terrence, all hues of all skin tones, and not just for lesbians. I know some of you guys.
There's things in there for you too.
There's gonna be things for everybody, but I'm gonna cater to the minority gay clientele, a missed market, and just see. And the toys come in sizes 6, 8, 10, 12. And it's flesh tone. Everything is flesh tone, whatever skin. We'll have an array of, we have like 8 different flesh tones you can pick and choose from. You can get a package, you can get a single item. You can just buy condoms, you can just buy a dildo, you can just buy lube, a vibrator, but you can get the backpack with everything included in it. And it's going to be so dope. Stud Love. Stay tuned.
So, Betty, let's touch on some more about the lesbian and the nightlife of lesbians.
Look at Rude Boy. You have enough toys in your repertoire right now.
Hello.
You don't need any toys.
From your post, dude.
But come on, I got the backpacks coming in. Stud Love. It's called Stud Love, the Betty Neal Collection. It's based in LA. And I'm gonna bring her in. Tamika, who's the producer of the Stud Love? The guy?
Gabor.
His name is Gabor. He's an
adult film owner.
And then Gabor. He did back in the day when you could buy like 8 tracks, a VHS, a porno. He was Heat Wave. It was called Heat Wave. And then we started streaming and stuff. And we started streaming and stuff. And his business went down. So my producer said, "Hey, I know a girl who knows a girl who knows a girl." And
who knows a girl?
We got a plan. I got a plan. She works. It's one of my best friends in the world. Somebody, you know how you trust somebody with everything?
Yeah, and it's called Stud Love.
Stud Love. And she came out, we were talking, she said, we got to come up with a name. I was like, I don't know what to say. She goes, let's try Stud Love.
Yeah.
STUDLUV. And I was like, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's it. So we're doing that right there. Get ready for that. I'm trying to make this. I'm trying to collect this on. Okay, we're on.
Come on,
and we decided that with the strap-ons. And if you're not an adult and this conversation is not for you, don't worry about it. Let me get this question real fast. It says, "Hey Betty, I met you the very first time I came out at Raps. I went to Splash in 2000 in Houston and hung out with you and Jody Malone.
Mm-hmm.
Love you and God bless you. I love you too, baby. I love you too."
Jody Malone will be at
Opera this weekend.
At the Opera this
Friday night.
See her, she's lovely, doing wonderful, and she will be there.
She will be there this
Friday.
A lot of people said to be and these are good friends of mine. T.S. Madison has a podcast. Chevelle Brooks has a podcast. Those are my Judies. Those are my girls. Mm-hmm. But we lesbians. We not the same.
Exactly.
We support them, and I promise you they'll support us. Exactly. But it's different. It's not glamorous. It could be glamorous on some. We might dress up in tuxedos.
There's enough for everyone.
Yeah.
You know, they have their fan base.
And we
You
are
know,
fans of them.
We are fans of them, of course.
Yeah.
But guess what? We also need our own podcast. It's okay. It's enough for everybody. So
So a friend of mine, she's an author. She is entertainer of sorts, but she's mostly a writer, a poet. Author TBL said, why do you feel like there's a shortage of clubs in Dallas toward the lesbian community? Well, I can tell you this, because I'm an OD original dyke. In the United States of America, there are only 15 lesbian bars left in the country, with Sue Ellen's being in the top 5. So here's the deal. Lesbians is a dying breed publicly in the nightclub scene. People say to me, you're so old, you still go out. You don't tell me what to do. I make my own rules as I go. But a lot of older lesbians are more into travel, and when they go out of town on an island or on a resort, they turn up, okay? They turn up. And we do need more. And people say to me, oh, you should open a club. Let me give you a couple of facts from my mentor, Mr. Howard Oaken. You got to pay about $100,000 just to get the permit.
Right.
You got to get license and insurance. You got to get TABC. So you're looking at about $250,000 dance hall, and you can't get grandfather, so you're gonna close it too, no matter what.
Right.
So it's a financial problem for most minorities, because it takes about $200,000 to really get going. You need to be able to operate for at least a year or anything like that. Hi, Lamont. That's my nephew, Lamont Barker. What's up? Hi, Renata Silkers Johnson. That's a whole headache. It is indeed. But here's the deal. You don't have to have a club where people can go every day, because you can go to Sue Ellen's, you can go to JR's, you can go to anywhere. You can go to Vanetti's, which I love, and that's
James
a straight
and
function.
Price.
James and Dina Price.
And
they are so
in Addison
LGBT friendly. So it's not like when I was coming up in the 80s, 90s, 70s, where
in the straight clubs
you had to go
I was going, I had to fight because people thought I was
a train,
and they didn't understand. You know, they did back then. They didn't understand. So I ended up, just saying, you know what, I can't do it. Can't deal with it. But there doesn't have to be a gay bar per se. But catered to, because there's so many of my friends are promoters in their mind, where they come in and throw a party and do this and do that, and that works for me. That's okay. And a lot of people seek those kind of events. But to have a steady club, it's really in the United States of America. It's not just a black thing. It's a lesbian thing. That's a dying breed for nightclubs. Boston used to be the capital of lesbians. San Francisco was right up there. I used to love to hang out at Francine's in San Francisco and Castro. I could be there all day long. And then let's talk about dying breed. Not only just the lesbian nightlife, it's a dying breed. It's really hard. Like, what's on the uptake, I guess I can really say, is I call it AFAB. Well, it's not I call it. It is. It's AFAB. Assigned female at birth. Yeah. These are women who drag like I do. When I hit the scene 30 years ago, there was very few far and in between. Like, there wasn't, and I've been doing this 35 actually plus years. And so, and I said 30 years ago, but 35 plus years. Look at me, I'm trying to save me a few years, okay? But now there are so many AFAB drag entertainers that right now I'm elated, I'm overwhelmed. You can catch us in every state. We are AFAB drag girls. We have AFAB pageants everywhere now. Explain it a little bit more. So if a female wanted to get in the entertainment, enter a pageant, how would she find that information? Well, I mean, really, it's not. I know you're like the emeritus of this whole female pageantry system. And let's just say this, and I'm gonna say this real quick. I started performing in Dallas before they allowed females really to perform in drag. I know, yeah. And so I would use my brother's ID and sneak into different contests as a boy doing drag, and would win the contest until, God rest her soul, she busted me out one night at station. It was called the Village Station. The Village Station. It was called the Village Station. And that's for now. Yes, that's for now. But here in Dallas, I did a contest and I had won like maybe 7, 8 contests in a row in the Rose Room. And she walked by and she pushed me in my little boobie. And she looked at was it Edame? What's her name? The MC at that time looked at her and said,
I know you're talking about.
And said, "That's not a man, that's a woman." And I was politely asked not to come back, but that's okay. That's a story for another day.
She'll be back.
But the struggle that AFAB women have had in this entertainment world, the inequality, the entire, and let me tell you something about us, okay? We spend and invest just as much money as anyone else in this industry, right? We're all here because we love our art. We love our craft. And so, you know, to be looked upon as not as equal, or your drag doesn't matter, or, you know, you're not on the level of, you're a woman, so you're really not drag. Females can't drag. I mean, it's
pageant.
It's everything under the sun. Let me tell you something. You can go into any female pageant, and I sit there with my mouth open, like, oh, I'm glad I didn't compete this year. These girls bring it.
Yeah, they do.
You know, I'm of as age now, so I'm not doing all that spinning, twirling, and kicking.
Let
and
me check this question out. Well, I lost the question somewhere. It was from T Bell, but I don't know where to find it.
Oh, okay. And actually, T Bell is going to be at the opera the following Friday.
And there we
July
go.
July the 7th.
And there we go.
Leah Alice is having a big birthday bash, and T Bell is one of my performers, my stud lead for that Friday.
So T Bell's, hey Tia, what's up, Tia?
Hey,
Home of
Tia.
Louisiana in the house. Louisiana in the house. Hey BJ Daniels, what's up? What's up, BJ?
Hey, BJ.
T Bell says, I first saw Betty at Club Tracks in South Dallas, and I remember being too young to get into Jugs, but it was at that time, at them clubs, that I know I was at home, and that it was people out there that identified with me. That's our point of this conversation.
Right.
We try to set the standard for people like me, masculine center, people like Ruby, feminine far right,
far right.
But don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted. Feminine
in public, she's as feminine as it gets. In the bedroom, from what I've heard, we're gonna get to bedroom talk right now. We're gonna get some bedroom talk right now. We're gonna get some bedroom talk right now. We're gonna get some bedroom talk right now. But I'm just saying.
But those of you that know, y'all know.
If you know, you know.
If you know.
Hey, Nicole Stovall. Hey, nephew Lamont Barker. What's up? What's up? What's up? I got a house full of people in my house, so I apologize. If you know, you know. It's my brother. I'm sorry. Christine, what's up, Christine? She says, I can't wait to get on the couch. Christine was going to be here tonight. She had a previous engagement, so we just rescheduled her. Oh, she coming. She coming. That's our good Judy.
That's got queen shit.
And Ruby will be back with Chris D to do that again. I also have Dr. Nick, CEO, coming. I've got Greg Turner, Camille Lamore coming. Kennedy Davenport. Oh my goodness. We can take a little short. Shots fired. Shots fired. Shots fired. Shots fired.
People, I got working.
That's Daniel. Y'all already know
I like your shots better. I love y'all. I like your shots better.
What's up? I'm trying to say all the names. It's going by so fast on the comments and stuff like that. Put your comments, your questions in the chat. We'll try to answer them. I'm just starting this podcast. This is only my second one, and we're making this up as we go. My producer is here.
We are.
My engineer is at his house controlling all this stuff.
I said, Betty, what material we going on? We just going.
We just make it up as we go. We're gonna make it up as we go.
All right. We getting it going.
What's up, Sharice Robbins? Hey. They go by so fast. If I miss your name, it's not because I didn't want to. It goes so fast. So Ruby's going live on her page. My friends are on their pages going live and stuff like that. We need the Black and brown community of lesbians in Dallas to be more vocal, more political, and more inclusive. So Christy said, I'm bringing my laptop and air mattress when I come, baby. Daniel with those shots. Daniel, Christy said with the shots. You remember the brick? Anime Watergate. What's look, Anime
Hey,
Watergate.
Anime.
What's up,
Hey,
Anime
Anime.
Watergate? What's
Hey,
up?
Anime.
What's up, Anime Watergate? One of the legends here in Dallas. I remember when his humble beginnings. And somebody was reading me the other day, and I don't want to read this person.
Well, don't read them.
I can only be myself. So I
Yeah.
love Wanda. Wanda got me in the Pride Parade committee. She did all that for me. That's my good Judy. I love the Sugar Shack. But as far when it comes to the male entertainers, what I grew up with, what I'm used to, is a Remington Ross, is a Versace Wellington, is a what was Coco's boyfriend? Coco's husband, baby daddy. Coco the singer. He's Ludacris. Whatever his name was. I don't think I'm more of Atlanta when it comes to men than I am Dallas. It seems like the Dallas gay men are really draggy and really and I'm just more of a Versace. Come out there half naked with his piece showing, halfway showing, and some silky shit, some pajamas, and do a really.
He was an entertainer on his own. He was
yes,
on his own.
Remington Ross. I'm not against. I'm not against them.
No, I'm not saying you are, but the way I kind of view the male drag here
now.
Well, now, I mean, exactly. Drag has changed. It's
but
evolved.
Not in Atlanta. In Atlanta, they're very masculine. They're very
well. They are masculine in Atlanta, but we have masculine drag here too, Betty. Now, come on.
Who is the male masculine drag right now that you like?
To me, Adonis is
Adonis
very
King. He's in our show Friday.
He's actually.
He's going to be in our show. Hey, Adonis.
Hey,
Rachel. Hey, Rachel. Misbehaving. Hey, what's up?
So we do have male drag that are. I just think by state, and the reason why I say this is because even the female drag here, like myself, Glam, it varies from state to state in how these girls drag. It's influenced by their state, their culture, and how they view drag, see drag, and is around drag. I've met some girls that are drag. Females. And I'm like, girl, in my mind, the girl siphon it up a little bit, girl. You know, but still.
Reel that shit back in.
Right, reel that shit back in. You know, but everybody has to find their own. They have to find their own groove.
Yeah, right? I understand that.
And so with that being said, you know, I understand what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. The male drag in Atlanta, I love the male drag. When they come here, I just be like, hey, Daddy.
Yes.
You know, but still, I just think it varies. I think it varies from state to state.
I just don't think when a man look like Patti LaBelle, as far as not physically, as far as his... It's over the top.
Is that too much?
It's too much for me. You read me about it.
Yeah, he did.
You never tip so and so. I said I'm not feeling it.
I did, but drag.
I like him as a person.
Right, but I'm not feeling his drag.
And I want to say something I want to shout out to Marty's live right now, Sunday. I want to thank Eric Rutherford. Mm-hmm. The Sugar Shack was so freaking dope. A living tribute to Silky O'Hara Monroe, who I've known since he was like 15, 16 years old.
My sister, beautiful.
Just gorgeous. Had a broken foot. Sit on the stool and clean
and was still diva
up.
And still
diva down. Just gorgeous from head to toe. So shouts out to Silky O'Hara Monroe. And I'm humbled to be your friend.
So let me do this real quick. Just some spots to keep and consider, because we have to pay homage to our legends here. We do. So we have on Fridays, we have the opera with Shamar.
And you're the show director, right?
I'm the show director. Yes.
And I'm the MC this Friday?
You're the MC.
I'm the MC this Friday.
And I tell her what she gonna do, like she tell me.
Right? Yeah, we
Betty Neal have her joints that I'm always the show director on, and her joints, which is wet, by the way, coming up September 29th.
Yeah.
All right, and that's gonna be a Sue-Ellen.
It's already almost sold out.
That part. And then we also have the Sugar Shack on Sundays with the Miss Wanda show. All right, she has a variety show. I have a variety show. Betty Neal has a variety show. And that's what the people want. We want to see that. There's always Hamburger Marys, but, you know, that's... What? Betty.
No.
I'm saying there's also Hamburger Marys. We have some of our entertainers that perform there, and they're wonderful. But
I went to see Ramaya, and she was really good.
Yeah.
I went to see Glam. She was really good.
Glam.
And Miss Thing was there with Ariel.
Mia Cortland.
Neal,
Ariel O'Hara,
Ariel
who's
kills
also
it
Tracy Nixon. She's performing this Friday
at where?
at the Opera.
Where's Opera?
At downtown Dallas.
Oh yeah, Rachel, I got you. It's your birthday weekend. I got you for what? I got you.
Oh yes, come on through, niece.
Rachel, come on. I got you. Well, we already talked about this. We already talked about this, Rachel. I got you. I got you.
Through, niece.
So Opera's downtown. It's a lot of sections. Mm-hmm. There's not a big stage. There's not a big dance floor. But what it is a classy place where women and gay.
It's up close and personal. I like it. It's up close and personal. I get to sit.
Come here, Rasta.
I get to sit in people's lap and stuff.
Come on this side. I'm gonna bring my mother. I want to bring my brother on. Where's your stuff right there? What's up, Rasta Williams in the house? What up, Rasta? What up? You went to Opera with me Friday.
Yeah.
How was it?
Man, it was dope.
It was
off the chain. I loved it like a motherfucker. That was my first time going too.
Yeah.
And I can't wait till this Friday.
Yeah, the red party. It's the red party.
Yeah, I can't wait. Y'all need to go, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna be off the chain this Friday at the Opera House. Off the chain, downtown.
Yeah.
Off the chain. Be sure to wear y'all red too.
And I tell you, this is what I try to tell people about myself. My family and friends are so diverse. Raven, come here. We don't judge. People don't know when we go out, they don't even think he's gay.
I am.
He's been gay. I've known him since he was a teenager. What? This is my other brother. Scoot over. This is my other brother, Raven, who's my straight brother. Straight. Raven is straight. He got a little boy. Pop. How's Pop? He's doing good. What up, Raven? What up? So I'm just saying, I'm trying to tell you, don't let anybody influence who you are.
Right.
Be your authentic self.
Right.
Don't let anybody try to change you.
Right.
Have friends. Be happy. Be kind to people. Help people. Mm-hmm. Love people. Mm-hmm.
Live life.
And live your life. And there's nobody can tell you, you should have sat down and let these new people come in. I'm like, girl, bye.
Let me say this to the new
girl,
people.
Bye.
Let me say this to the new people. If you're new to the scene, new to drag,
new to entertainment
in Dallas, whether it's Dallas or abroad, be true to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Be true to yourself. Don't let people, and sometimes it's discouraging. You know why? Because people are going to tell you how to be your authentic self.
Shots.
Right? So, but you stay authentic to yourself. That's what I did. And from that, yes, I am Ruby Scott.
The one and only legendary, the iconic.
However, there's going to come a time where, where I am now, I have to pass this baton. Got to pass the baton.
Yes.
So we all, with what we do, we all have people that are going to succeed us, right? Let's make sure that we have I'll say this.
That's how I feel about AO.
Right, but I'm saying let's make sure we have a sustainable way of life for our community.
The Black and brown community.
For our community. A sustainable. That means it's not all about self. It's not all about you.
Hey, Darren.
But it's also not just about you.
Hey, Daniel.
Who comes behind us.
Hey, Carissa. Right. So I'm just saying, I'm trying to get everybody some props. I like to let you. That's why I say good morning to everybody. One guy told me
every morning.
Somebody said, "What, bitch? You say good morning to everybody that like yours." Yes, because you know what? One guy told me one day about 4 years ago. This guy told me, he said, "Miss Betty, I ride the train to work every day in Dallas. I don't have any friends. I read your post and I like it, and you always say good morning to me." He said that might be the only voice I hear. The only voice I hear all day. He said, "You don't know how much it means to me." And that was about 4 years ago. And so I just kept doing it because I don't know. If I touch one person, I'm good. I ain't trying to do nothing but that. Hey, Gee, what up, Gee? You should have been here, Gee. Gee.
Hey, sis.
Hey, Darren. Mr. Car Salesman. Darren, I'm so glad you moved back.
And then also, let me just let you know, I have a 501c3 nonprofit called the Pink
Let's
Corner.
talk about the Pink Corner.
Hence all of the pink. We gear toward assisting women. Me and my business partner, her name is Rotina. She has a tax consulting business, Elite Tax Service. But we gear toward assisting women on navigating them through their process. I had a mentor
You got an orange?
to help me and assist me through my cancer process. And yes, I'm still in remission. So to this day, remission is the word for the day and for the rest of my life, right? But I had a mentor and now I have to pay it forward. And so I developed and established the Pink Corner to help women navigate through their process. We started out giving vouchers out to women who don't have insurance. So
Health insurance or life insurance or what?
Health insurance.
Okay.
So they can at least go get mammograms. You know, the mammograms are fully paid for, not anything they have to come out of pocket. And these are for women with no insurance. And so getting those mammograms, you know, when I say early detection saves lives.
I'm going to jump right in here on this with the cancer. Everybody knows you have cancer. You have cancer. You battle cancer for.
I still have it.
How many years now? 2?
I was diagnosed 2020, April of 2020.
COVID year, COVID. So let me ask you something right here. That process is physically draining.
Oh gosh.
It's emotionally draining.
Yeah.
But here you are.
You're
on the sofa with Betty. I got
on the sofa with Betty.
Because you're my sister. And you are a survivor. So I wanted you to start I had secret last week and I wanted you to start my podcast off. Yeah, excuse me, I'll be doing a shot real fast. Come on. Just hold on. We're gonna do a shot real fast. This is the Betty Neal show. Nothing ain't changing. I ain't trying to.
Ain't nothing changing. I'm not trying to make it change.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
This is our crew, y'all. This is how we do it. And this ain't nothing new. We on the podcast. But even if we weren't on the podcast, guess what? Shots fired.
Shots fired.
The shots be firing around here. They fire. The firing is firing.
So the cancer thing with Ruby, and I use Ruby for an example because she publicly told her story. You got she went viral explaining her situation with the cancer. Tia said, with a good support system, anything is possible. And Tia, are you my support system? Yes, you are. And don't play with me, Tia. Don't play with me.
You're exactly right, Tia. I did not have to worry. When I was diagnosed, I completely spiraled and lost my. I lost.
We didn't know that.
Y'all didn't. Who saw it was my husband, Tracy, and my daughter. Of course, they were the only two. And I remember getting the diagnosis, and I just screamed at the top of my lungs. And they both just ran, and they did bear hugs on me. And I think we fell to our knees or some. It was.
What made you go to the doctor? Did you have pain? Were you
no?
Regular checkup?
It wasn't even a checkup. Let me tell you how silent this is. I was seeking weight loss surgery.
Oh, that's what you went in.
And my doctor said. I had did everything for the weight loss surgery. I got approved for it and everything. So I'm like, yes, I'm finna get my weight loss surgery out. My doctor got to do a sign off. And my doctor said, I'm gonna need to take a few steps back.
Give that to Daniel.
She said, I'm gonna need you to take a few steps back. And what I want you to do, because I had thyroid cancer back in 2012. But the thyroid cancer was, they took my thyroid, the cancer, they took the thyroid. Boom, it was gone. I didn't have to go through anything. It was just a healing from the surgery. And so when I was diagnosed with this, it was immediately, we got to start you on chemo. So I was diagnosed in April. But to answer your question, the reason why was the weight loss surgery.
That's your initial reason.
That was my reason for going in. My doctor said, you had cancer back in 2012. And so I want you to go in just to make sure, because some cancers are fed by sugar, some are by hormones. I need you to go in and get checked out. I said, okay, fine, whatever, girl. Whatever pees you.
But I need MRI or what?
But I need this weight loss surgery.
That was your main goal.
That was my main goal. So no, it's a mammogram. So I go in, I get my mammogram, and then the lady says, well, no, I saw something, so I'm gonna need you to go to this room over here. And I'm like, okay, girl, whatever, just come on. Again, I'm thinking, let's get this going because I got weight loss.
I want to be my old room.
I got weight loss surgery too. Yeah. So I go to the next room. She does the zoop, zoop, zoop. So she leaves out. She comes back. She's like, well, the doctor wants you to come back so he can perform a biopsy. I said, hold on, excuse me.
Back in.
Well, I saw something and he just want to make sure, 1, 2, 3. So I come back the next week. I get the biopsy done. And 4 days later, they called me with the diagnosis that you have breast cancer. And I just was like, wait, what? Me? No. Like me? No. I'm not supposed to have breast cancer. And so did that. That was April of 2020.
Daniel.
I immediately started chemo.
It's good.
May of 2020 because they told me that don't act like that, boo.
Daniel's being the bartender. Daniel's being the bartender.
You had
He's not
loved me a
drinking.
minute ago.
He's not drinking. Christy, you're right. Ruby is a fucking freaking survivor.
Right. So, I mean, just to make a long story short, though, yeah, I did that. Started the chemo. I was on chemo for 10 months. I had the double bilateral mastectomy. I've had 7 surgeries, all very successful. I'm tired. I told them they're not cutting me no damn more. They're not cutting me no more. So,
what was the downtime for that? The first surgery. What was your downtime?
Like 8 months.
Downtime?
The downtime was about 8 months from the first surgery because it was my double bilateral mastectomy, which they took both.
Tell me what that is.
It's where they take both of your breasts. But what they did was.
But you got titties right now.
Yeah, because they rebuilt them. But wait a minute.
It's my sister.
So what
it's
they
not
did,
like that. It's my sister.
No, but what they did was a procedure where they sewed these plastic balls into your chest. They sew them into your chest, and that was the painful recovery part on that.
It hurt?
Oh, God, yes. Like,
and heavy medication?
A lot of heavy medication.
Good stuff?
Good stuff. It was really good stuff. It was really good stuff. I think I tried to, you know what, I'm about to put all of them in timeout.
Yeah, they're in timeout. The kids, y'all in timeout.
I'm about to put all y'all in timeout. Y'all are so rude.
Christy's talking to Daniel. She's putting happy face
Tracy.
face. Laughing face to Daniel. Christy.
Y'all are so rude over there.
It's all good.
Look. So, anywho, but yeah, we look and still rude.
Yeah.
Tracy is still rude. You are still rude.
Tracy, that's your wife.
That wasn't even me.
And when you.
So, what Ruby's point is this:
but
you can overcome anything.
Of course.
She's living freaking proof. She gets up and goes to work every day. She gets from the bed to the living room.
Shut up. and logs from, but I do.
And logs on.
But I go into the office.
Yeah, Christy, Tracy over there in the corner, child.
I go into the office once a month. I'm okay.
She does go in. But you're also one of the smartest people I know. You're multi-talented. You did a tax service. You can do any business increments. You said to me one day, I'm going to go work for insurance agency. Mm-hmm. And I said, girl, they hard to get on. I got a friend that works there, Ava. And she said, watch. And then she said, I start Monday. I was like, what? And then she calls me a year later. Well, we talk every day, all day. She says, I just got promoted. I'm not promoted, but they want me to fill in. My manager's going on vacation. They want me to fill in, take over. Just
that was it. Yeah.
And I was like, what? Well, then she tells me, girl, I got to apply for this position, and I got it. And I was like, because you are that drive, that initiative that she has as an individual, going through what she went through as a single mother, as a cancer survivor, and still about her chips. She's real chippy, and about her coins. That to me is impressive. That's more impressive to me with your fancy car or your this or that, and you haven't really felt the struggle and survived the struggle. Ruby survived.
Let me tell you something about that journey. Let me tell you something about.
Tell me about that.
It's not anything that I would ever wish
on
anyone. And there's people that, we wrong people. You know what I'm saying? We're human. We wrong people. We make mistakes. We this, we that. But we also say sorry, apologize, whatever your word for the day is. I wouldn't wish this on I wouldn't wish that journey, that chemo. And I was on 5 different chemos. And
explain chemo to me, because I don't really understand. I worked for y'all might know my friend Howard Oak and his somebody in his family. I took him back and forth or whatever. I don't know who it was, but that process is draining. It's you got to put the IV in.
Let me tell you what though. So let me tell you about the chemo.
Because I don't understand it. I don't want to. Not
There's different methods. There's different methods of chemo.
Oh, okay.
But I had the most severe. I had the most dramatic and severe. So in my mind, you know, I'm kind of brand new at my job, and so I tell my boss, you know, I was diagnosed with cancer, and I'm gonna start chemo in a month. And so the way I mapped it out in my mind is that I'm gonna get my chemo on Friday and I recuperate on Saturday, Sunday, and I'll be back at work on Monday, and so I'll be good. And my boss looked at me and she said, Ruby, that's not how that works. Because she had a friend to go through chemo. I said, well, your friend is not me. I'm Ruby. So I got it. So I had that first chemo treatment, right? I had that first chemo treatment. And I literally could not. I went to work that Monday thinking that I was supposed to go to work. I couldn't raise my head up to save my life.
Physically draining, physically tired.
Physically. And it's not just physically draining. It completely depletes your body of all of its natural resources. And so,
y'all smoking?
And so when I say chemo, people call it poison. I call it liquid gold because yes. Chemo, it gets the assignment. It gets the memo of what it's supposed to do. But guess what? Unfortunately, it destroys everything else in the process. So in other words, you know, if you hear somebody say, well, girl, this happened and I'm coming for you. And if anybody get in my way, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it, and you can get it. Well, that's chemo. That's chemo.
We'll continue the chemo talk.
We'll continue.
We'll continue the chemo talk. We'll continue with Ruby Scott.
To be continued.
I want to thank my producer, my executive producer, my good Judy, Tamika Williams. And guess what? Stud Love, the Betty Neal collection.
Stud Love.
Dildos, vibrators, the roses sucks. We got some skin tones for minorities, brown and black
people.
If you
use the rose.
Ruby told me she bought one and threw it in the trash. We're going to give you Stud Love backpacks with condoms, lube, dildos, vibrators, straight out of LA. This guy's been in the business since the heat wave back in the 80s. And it's going to be called Stud Love, the Betty Neal collection. And we're going to be selling those all over the place, online and everywhere else like that. Chris D said, hey, Tamika. What's up, Jim Mitchell? I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, 3 things. You got to do this to help us promote this. Why not help me promote this page? Why not we get the money? I'm a share. I show love to everybody. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. Donate, send stars. Help. I mean, cash. I don't mess with cash out like that, but
cash apping. Yeah,
they got cash app problems. Rachel, I can show you how to use a vibrator. Anyway, thank you for showing. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for tuning in. This is on the sofa with Betty. I'm reading the comment right there. That's Rachel.
Ruby.
And Ruby Scott, the legendary, the diva, the iconic. Ladies and gentlemen, like, share, and subscribe. You can reach Ruby.
Ruby Scott, Jacquet.
That's it right there. We want to see you guys this Friday at Opera downtown on Commerce. It is the red party. So get your favorite red, get your best red, get your best red.
Free before 10.
Doors open at 9.
Doors open at 9, free before 10, 7 till midnight, 10 after.
There you go. Thank you for joining in.